Hello and welcome. This is my research study proposal, and the title is The Effects of Hands-on Robotics Activities as an Intervention on Coding Comprehension of Pre-Service Teachers. My name is Alex Fegley, and this is part of my EDRM 801 final portfolio. To give you an overview of this study, I first want to start out with the research problem and how this came about. In the college class that I teach, my pre-service teacher participants are having a disconnect while they're learning about coding from Scratch coding language. The historical way that coding has been taught is that the pre-service teachers will animate a cartoon character around the screen, and students point out that the abstraction and not actually seeing their code enacted in real life in the physical world is something that's becoming an issue to them. On the left-hand side is how my students have historically learned how to code, and that is by animating a character through an environment using a block-based coding language. On the right-hand side, you can see how it would work with a student programming a Lego WeDo robotics kit using the same Scratch coding language, but they would be able to see their code enacted in physical form. So the question comes up, which of these approaches is more effective? There is a lot of research out there on computer science and K-12 integration of robotics and coding. There is also a lot of research out there on motivation and different STEM concepts among K-12 students using coding and robotics, and there's even information out there about developing a pre-service teacher Lego robotics course. Granted, this is research from 2003 and things have changed dramatically since then. Another thing that I did find is that there are plenty of different articles about delivering effective professional development to in-service teachers. The problem with all of these are different. So first, my actual population is completely different than K-12. These are pre-service teachers. The second part is that the articles that focus on professional development all focus on logistical and modality concerns for delivering STEM type of professional development to in-service teachers. Once again, a departure from what my population is specifically. Thus, there is a deficiency in the study of using Lego robots specifically as constructivist learning tools for teaching college-level pre-service teachers and the effect of using these robots on coding comprehension of specifically pre-service teachers. I crafted this purpose statement for my study. The purpose of this experimental study is to investigate the effect of robots on coding comprehension of undergraduate, early childhood, elementary, middle level, special education, and physical education pre-service teachers at Coastal Carolina University. Therefore, my research question is, what is the effect of learning to code through programming robots on coding comprehension for undergraduate, early childhood, elementary, middle level, special education, and physical education pre-service teachers at Coastal Carolina University? The independent variable for my study is going to be utilizing the intervention of Lego WeDo robots. The dependent variable, therefore, is coding comprehension, which is going to be measured by in-class, pre-instructional, and post-instructional assessments. My methods are quite straightforward for this study. It is going to be a non-equivalent control group design quasi-experimental study. This study is going to take place at Coastal Carolina University among education majors that are taking Education 204, which is Computer Technology and Instructional Media, the class that I teach on campus. Prince 204 is our digital learning lab, and it has lots of great environments for collaboration. I will provide students with Lego WeDo robotics kits as well as tablets. So there will be 2 Lego WeDo robotics kits and 2 tablets per group of 4 students. My control and experimental groups are going to come from convenience samples across 4 class sections per semester. So it's going to be 2 semesters of data. There are going to be 2 classes that are going to be control and 2 classes that are going to be experimental in each semester. The overall idea behind this experiment is to assess which instructional tool, plain Scratch coding software, animating that character around in the environment, or programming Lego WeDo robots is more effective for students to learn those baseline coding skills. Here is how the control group schedule is going to work in this methodology. On day 1, first those students are going to willingly sign up to be a part of this experiment. They're going to take a pretest. They're going to receive the control instruction. I, as the researcher and instructor, am going to take them through how to use Scratch coding, demonstrate to them, and then I will let students loose doing coding activities. At the end of that first class, we'll debrief. I'll answer any questions that they have. On day 2, students will do more advanced Scratch programming activities, so it's going to start out from less advanced, and then as the day continues, get more advanced, and they're going to end with a post-test. On days 3 and 4, the students will receive the experimental treatment in order to give students all of the different opportunities that are available through this experiment and to treat both groups equally. For the experimental group, on day 1, they're going to start out by first signing up for this experiment, taking a pre-test on Moodle, and then going through the experimental instruction, and then debrief, answer any questions that they have. On day 2, I will have students go through robotics obstacle courses where they have to work in small groups and then program their robots through these real-world activities. And those are going to go from less advanced to more advanced as students progress through that class. And then that class will end with a post-test. For data analysis, I'm going to run a t-test in SPSS, and then all these findings are going to be compiled. There are a few ethical considerations to keep in mind while this research study is going on. The first is the student-teacher power imbalance, and what I mean by this is I don't want students to think that they're being pressured into participating in this study, since I am both the teacher and the researcher. The second ethical consideration is all about data collection. Also, confidentiality is a big thing. I need to make sure that as the researcher, I avoid disclosing information that would identify or harm the participants. For alignment, I chose the quantitative non-equivalent control group design quasi-experimental research approach because it was most applicable to my research goals. Quantitative studies are also more generalizable, and I would like to either follow through with this research study as either my dissertation or as a professional scholarship writing piece. My professor's feedback had a lot of influence on my week-to-week changes and alignments. What I've really taken from this course overall and from this project is a confidence to write my dissertation. What I've learned from this course is that I can chunk my writing into different sections. That is my presentation on my research project. Thank you very much for your time.